What if the American dream, the very promise of opportunity that built a superpower, was slipping away? For generations, it was an undisputed truth. The path to groundbreaking discovery, to world-changing innovation, led straight to America's shores. From the labs of MIT to the garages of Silicon Valley, the United States has long been the undisputed magnet for the world's brightest minds, fueling an engine of progress that defined the 20th century. But beneath the surface of this legacy, a seismic shift is underway. A quiet reversal is taking place, as a new generation of global talent is now turning east. The numbers are staggering. In the last decade, rejections for high-skilled visas have surged, leaving countless brilliant minds in limbo. As America's doors appear to be closing, rival nations are rolling out the red carpet. Countries like China, India, and Singapore are aggressively offering fast-track visas, generous research funding, and state-of-the-art facilities to welcome the very innovators the US is pushing away. Could this be the tipping point? The beginning of America's decline as the global hub of innovation? And is China, with its strategic, long-term vision, quietly winning the talent war of the 21st century? Stay with me. Because the story we're about to uncover isn't just about visas and brain drain. It's about the future of technology, the global economy, and the very balance of world power. For decades, the path was clear. The world's brightest minds came to America on student visas, excelled at top universities, and then transitioned into the workforce through programs like optional practical training. The ultimate goal for many was the H-1B visa, a ticket to contribute their specialized skills in science, technology, and engineering. This pipeline wasn't just a dream for individuals, it was the engine of American innovation. Consider the impact. More than 55% of US startups valued over $1 billion were founded by immigrants. Companies that define our daily lives were built on this foundation of global talent. Without this influx, Silicon Valley would be a shadow of itself. But in recent years, that engine has started to seize. The once reliable pathway has become a bureaucratic labyrinth. Denial rates for skilled worker visas suddenly quadrupled. Policies grew arbitrarily stricter, burying applicants under mountains of paperwork that questioned their qualifications and the very legitimacy of their jobs. Processing times, once predictable, now drag on for agonizing months, leaving brilliant minds in a state of perpetual uncertainty. For these ambitious young professionals who followed all the rules, the message from the system became brutally clear: America is closed for business. Imagine dedicating years to earning a PhD in artificial intelligence from Stanford, or a master's in biotechnology from MIT. And then, after all that investment, a denial letter arrives. You're told you cannot stay and apply the very skills America's own institutions taught you. This isn't a hypothetical, it's the devastating reality for thousands of top graduates every year. They are forced to pack their bags, taking their taxpayer-funded education and brilliant ideas with them, to countries like Canada and the UK, which have rolled out the red carpet, eager to capture the talent America is now actively turning away. And here's the twist. China is stepping in. While the US tightens its borders, China has launched programs like the 1,000 Talents Plan and high-tech visa schemes to lure scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs. They're offering fast-track residency for global experts, research funding often bigger than US grants, state-of-the-art labs, and infrastructure. And yes, even higher salaries than many American companies. It's no coincidence that Chinese universities are climbing global rankings. In fields like AI, quantum computing, and clean energy, China is becoming not just a competitor, but in some areas, a leader. The narrative of American decline isn't just a feeling, it's a story told in cold, hard data. Let's look at the numbers. In 2022, US visa denials for skilled workers in critical tech fields jumped by nearly 20%. These aren't just statistics, they represent thousands of derailed careers for brilliant minds educated in American universities, ready to contribute to the American economy. At the same time, China rolled out the red carpet. Their 1,000 Talents Plan actively recruited top-tier global experts, offering state-of-the-art facilities and research funding that American institutions struggle to match. They attracted tens of thousands of foreign researchers, especially in science and engineering. The result? A looming exodus. Surveys now show over 50% of international PhD graduates in the US are considering leaving. They feel forced out by a climate of uncertainty and a convoluted immigration process that treats them as liabilities, not assets. And here's the most chilling fact. While the US debates policy, China is executing its strategy. They are building entire tech cities like Shenzhen and Hangzhou. Shenzhen's Peacock Plan offers massive grants to attract elite teams. Foreign innovators are given homes, labs, and tax benefits, all in exchange for their brainpower. This is a meticulously engineered ecosystem designed to become the world's new center for innovation. The brain drain is no longer a future threat, it's a present-day reality. The consequences are huge. When talent leaves, so does innovation. Think about semiconductors, AI, robotics, and biotech, the industries that will decide global power in the next 50 years. If the US can't keep global minds, those breakthroughs won't happen in Silicon Valley anymore. They'll happen in Shanghai, Beijing, or Shenzhen, and that's exactly what America's rivals are hoping for. A slow, quiet brain drain that shifts the balance of innovation. This isn't just theory, it's already happening. Chinese labs now lead the world in AI research papers and patents. Foreign scientists who once dreamed of Silicon Valley are instead joining China's state-funded space program. Even American companies are opening R&D hubs in China and India just to access global talent. And when Canada and Europe make their visa systems easier while the US keeps making it harder, the choice becomes obvious. So what does this mean for the U.S question mark? Experts warn that if this trend continues, America could lose its greatest advantage, not weapons, not money, but brains. Every empire in history rose or fell based on innovation, and the US may be pushing its innovators out the door. Could this be the moment future historians point to, the moment when America's dominance quietly slipped away? Now the question is, can America reverse this trend? Some US leaders are calling for reforms to fix the visa system, arguing that rejecting talent is like handing innovation over to rivals. But time is running out. Meanwhile, China, India, and Europe are rolling out the red carpet. The battle for brains has already begun. So ask yourself, if the world's best and brightest no longer see America as the land of opportunity, what happens next? Is China on the verge of becoming the new global Silicon Valley? And most importantly, has the US already lost the talent war without even realizing it?